my name is Akin Aregbesola. I'll be your trainer for the beginning and the end of this 5 months training. And in the 5 months training, we're going to have an overview of everything will be covered, different courses and what they represent and what you'll be able to do at the end of the 5 months. All right, so this is US class. Specifically, we'll be covering all courses leading to DevOps. So, first of all, the whole essence of IT generally, and maybe cloud more specifically, is to allow deployment of application. And when we say application, what do we mean? Example of application, what we used to call software, would be application like Uber, like some regular websites that you see, Amazon.com, Google.com. They are not just websites, they are applications. They actually solving problems. There's something special that they are doing. Another example of application is the Zoom that we are using now. What are we using it for? What's it doing it for us? It's for us now, it's an online classroom, all right? It's enabling collaboration so that irrespective of where you are, we are all in this class learning together. So there are millions of different applications solving one kind of problem or the other. These applications are essentially codes. So they are codes. They are programs. And these codes are compiled to form what we call application. Now, applications do not just run in thin air. Applications need computers, all right? When you deploy an application in a computer like that, this computer in which the application is deployed becomes the server. So generally, when we say server, it means that there is something, generally application, that computer is serving to the world. So people, machines, organizations, customers, end users, irrespective of what name you call them, they are connected to this application and they can now use this application to perform the function that you develop the application. All right. However, it is not as simple as just having one computer serving 2 million customers. There are so many aspects of IT that need to be taken care of before this computer can be made a server, or more specifically in this case, a web server. All of those functions ideally cannot be completed by one computer. So you want to have another computer, but these days we don't really call them computers. A general name for computers, because they may not necessarily be computers, is machine. And your machine could be a tiny device or could be as tiny as your earpiece or as big as your regular mainframe. Anyway, so you have machine 1, machine 2, machine 3, machine 4. Each machine performing its own unique role in the process of making this app globally available. But they are not working in isolation. They are all connected together so that they can work together as one family, communicating with one another and performing their roles together. When you have a situation like this, when you have multiple computers connected together as a family and working together, you say that you have a computer network. So networks, written network. What do we mean by network? It's simply an interconnection of multiple computers. In this case, I'm assuming the traditional kind of network where you have this computer connected through a cable. A cable will run from that computer to this device here called a switch. All right. So that is a switch. The cable will run from this computer to this switch. The cable will run from this computer to this switch. The cable will run. So through these links, all of these computers are now interconnected. This is a link. This is a link. This is a link. This is a link. Even though this is cable. It's not always cable. These days, it's mostly wireless. So you could have wired connection and wireless connection on your net. So when you have, if I assume wire, when you have this switch, the function of this switch is to, like the name implies, is to interconnect. All right. So this computer wants to talk to this computer, for example. This machine has a service that this machine requires. Maybe, for example, to authenticate the users coming into this network to access this application. If this machine is the machine that needs to authenticate, who are you? Are you authorized to come into this network to access this application? All right. Even when you're authorized, what level of permission do you have over this application? And even while you are on the network accessing that application, it is also monitoring to at least record what is going on. All of those functions is generally called AAA. All right. So authorization, authentication, authorization, and accounting. But don't worry about it. But the point I'm making is the function of IT is usually not handled by a single computer, can be split among many machines so that this guy does the part. So for that reason, you need to have a network of many computers working together to perform that function. So that network is what I'm explaining here. When that network is small and within a room or within a building, that kind of small network is generally called local area network. Local area network. We're made up of 5 computers, 200 computers, 700 computers, as long as they are all within a building and not integrating many buildings or across town or across cities. It is a local area network. All right. So the reason for networking is just to set up the infrastructure, the base on which you run your application. Without application, there is no need for it. Without something that you want to put on the server for the world to see, maybe not even the world, maybe for a corporate organization, for all the staff of that organization to access and use for the organization to perform its role and its function, then there is no need for networking. All right. So networking does not stop at networking by itself. Networking is necessary to allow deployment of application. All right. Any questions so far? So that means that for you to have an application deployed, running well, and performing all the necessary functions, you must first have a network.